This session brought to you by Odyssey Games for pre-orders and sealed product, CCG Prime for tons of singles and supplies, Cardo Doko for international rulers looking for products, and fowlibrary.com for articles and wonderful deck lists, as well as our guest lecturer members King Pearlshine, Vite Ramen, Mognite, and Darren Noblock. Class is in session. Hey there, rulers. Welcome back after a long week of Force of Will to your favorite ever live Force of Will podcast. It's Office Hours featuring myself, DMO73, and I'm joined tonight by Mike Rance. Mike.
What's up?
It's just you and me. It's just you and me.
It's just you, me, and this box of sweet and sour chicken that I have to devour through.
Heck yeah. So we are here. Just want to do a few things, kind of get the shilling, I guess, out of the way early.
Go shill, Jeremy.
Let's do it. If you like what we're doing here on the channel and you want to consider supporting us financially, if you're not already, you can go ahead and click that join button down below. It's the easiest way to show us your support and helps us do all kinds of cool things like purchase new equipment, travel to events, all kinds of cool stuff. We really appreciate it. But regardless, we're just glad you're here, liking and sharing and all that jazz. Also, Odyssey Games has their pre-orders for Clash of the Star Tree up right now. Like, you can go check the link in the description to go get signed up for that, to get your pre-orders in. They have boxes and pre-release kits available for pre-order there. And then lastly, there is a link in the description to sign up for this weekend's event over on the Discord server. It is our exhibition that we're showing off here, and it is our one for June. The top 8 players, it is a one-day event, will walk away with one of these awesome hide mats or pink spider mats that are exclusive for this month, so be sure to sign up for that. Beyond that, though, we got an unexpected video this week. That's kind of like the big news of this weekend, of this past week. Honestly, it's been a lot of just enjoying good FOW this past week, and also watching all of you Worlds qualified players scramble to buy cards and ask questions.
Hello.
That's been this past week. The amount of times that Ryan Miles has messaged me and been like, hey, yo, what does this do? Or like, hey, I think I've got an idea here. And like, we actually go on and big lesson train. It's like, okay, so this is what it's like when Ryan's focused again. I forgot what this was
crazy
like.
That works, man.
It's crazy. But yeah, pre-order PR kits are available right now at Odyssey. You can check them out. One thing to note, however, just keep in mind that PR kits will not have, we're pretty sure probably won't have extension rulers in them, just like the pre-release kits from this past set didn't. So like, keep that in mind if you're decision making in terms of which one you want to do. But the pre-order kits are available if you're a store who wants to, like, if you're a group who wants to be able to run a pre-release internally. So yeah, it's cool stuff. But that being said, Mike, how many new Force of Will cards have you read in the past week?
Way too many, and I've got some ideas, man. I don't know if any of them are good, but I'm really excited to try them.
Hey, yeah, it's good. Does your conversation somehow involve Brad, or somehow involve ways to counteract the Brad?
No.
Great, perfect, exactly what I expect from a Mike Rant special.
I just want to kill you fast and make sure that you're having a bad time while I do it.
Hey, sometimes that's all we can hope for, right? But yeah, like, I'm curious to see.
Nice.
Okay, so my package just straight up wasn't delivered today for some reason.
I love when they do that, man.
Just, I guess, ran out of time. So Odyssey Games hasn't done pre-orders for pre-release kits for a bit, but they're getting back into it for people this time around. They had a pretty high demand for it. What if I said you could get Sword of Progress every turn? Yeah, the Lumia Sherry shenanigans. Yeah, with just like using Lumia to recast Sword of Progression every turn. There's some really cool stuff that's coming out.
I thought you just meant playing 5 of them, but whatever.
No. That's not what we're talking about. So yeah, we have some really interesting stuff going on. We're just trying to finish up getting our first like focused feature matches for each of the new rulers kind of shown off before we go to Worlds, because we expect a lot of really cool shenanigans to come out of Worlds. But it is kind of shaping up to be kind of like a big question that needs to be a part of the conversation is, are you going to use Brad, or how are you going to mess with Brad? And I think part of that comes from just like the library Eins, or the library Brad engine just feeling like a very good card advantage engine. That being said, though, like people have already started to kind of identify ways to get under it, get around it, kind of disrupt it and everything else. So it'll be curious to see and people definitely have differing opinions about how influential like the top decks will be with Brad. So I'm very curious to see what it comes out of it will, especially since I'm going to be in the commentary booth. Whoop, 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 whoop. That got confirmed. I get to do commentary for Worlds. I'm very excited to be back and doing that part of work. As much as I have an ABC deck built and I was looking forward to playing in the side events, I will now hand off the ABC deck to someone else.
I can play it probably.
Heck yeah, for sure. Jerry doing commentary for Worlds. I'm very excited to see what's going on there. But the big thing to take away before any of that, because it is kind of like more of a chilled night. Not a ton of stuff has been going on. We're just kind of enjoying ourselves. People play testing and trying new stuff before we get into Worlds. Is we had a vid drop this past week, which was awesome. Which was, we found out about the memorial pack we found out a little bit about the story of set 5 and kind of like what we're entering into, and then the story, the memorial pack, at least the first 5 cards of it. So I want to kind of talk about that. The story being essentially we're Kingdom Heartsing this thing, where excuse me, we have to go find these like legacies. Like Little Maria was one, Little Red was one, and now we're going after like essentially probably Yggdrasil is another one. Which is why we have these extension rules. And so that's kind of neat. We're pulling a little Kingdom Heartsy stuff. I'm a Kingdom Hearts guy. I'm okay with this. This is fine. I like it.
Everybody get your clown shoes out and get your gloves on. It's time to Kingdom Hearts Force of Will.
So many chains. Just chains everywhere. But we do have we did get lots of chain old memories. We do have these wonderful memorials that are going to be in the new set, and the last one is one that I think will kind of spur a conversation. But the first one is one that everyone has been really excited about, which is Dark Alice Rabbit Princess is in the box topper reprint, which is sick. This is just very, very cool. I think people are very excited about this. It's nice to have more copies of it. This artwork is very nice. It'll be non-foil. The accessibility of this deck for Wanderer goes way, way up. So this is very cool to see. It's going to be a box topper. And this was kind of, if we go back and watch when the memorials were first announced and we saw that they were the GP promo Duet of Lights, I freaking called that like they were opening themselves up to being able to do things like tournament entry promo reprints as this. So like this Dark Alice artwork, like shot called. And so it's cool to see that come out, because this is just a card that everyone's going to be very excited about. Is Aristella Sora and his Lapis Roxas. If anything, Millium would be Sora and Lapis would be Roxas at that point in time. We're going down a rabbit hole that I don't want to go to. This is a very, very sick card to see in the reprint pool. I think people are going to be very excited about it, as well as all you, well, not necessarily all of you Worlds players. You'll need to borrow them from other people before then. But when you all come and play Force of Will, and you're like, oh man, this is actually the game I really enjoy, and now my invite's gone, so I have to try again. You're going to be able to get Dark Alice's very easily. So yay!
This assumes I don't get first place again, Jeremy, and I go back for free next year. That's me.
That's fair, but you also were the men saying that you're like just gonna take my ABC deck and play the side event day 2.
Backup plans never happen. I'm gonna go in with the backup plan in mind, and I'm accidentally gonna win just like it did in 2020.
There you go. That's the plan.
My favorite thing about Dark Alice for being revealed for this in the video was hearing AG go, "Nice." Like that just felt really good, man. I really enjoyed that.
I miss that, man. I'm excited to be hanging out.
I'm just gonna clip and make its own video of just AG nice.
I don't think they need to reprint all of TBV. because
most
we
of the
don't need
cards have been reprinted.
Yeah, we need like perfect Loki. That's at this point in time we need like perfect Loki, the Gnarly, the Kagi. Like we need like the standard 5, but we also already have Athenia back. So like, and now Dark Alice. So we need like Godly Aura. And I think we're good. I think we've hit it all.
No, I need Lord of Vermilion reprinted. That's my favorite card. It definitely gets used.
I'm sorry. Yeah, for sure. So next up we have Magic Stone of Moonshade getting a reprint, which people are very excited about, and also very much signals that this card is probably not going to see a ban anytime soon, which I'm okay with because Sealed One-Eyed is banned, so it's like, okay, fine, let people have the Pain Stone. And it'll be interesting. The only real debate I have about this one is like which artwork they're going to use, because technically the OG artwork has been itself, as well as a promo full art version of itself, as well as the Kaguya one. And the one they're showing here is the OG artwork, which makes me think that it's going to be the OG artwork full art promo, which I'm also okay with.
The OG artwork is just such a good piece of Fout history, honestly, man.
It is a cool. I mean, yeah, it's a cool piece of artwork too. Like, it's not a bad looking stone. Like, I'm okay with it.
I always loved the fact that the Magic Stone Moonshade is a much brighter and lighter color than the Magic Stone of Moonlight, which is like so dark and muddled. Like that always threw me off.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely felt like the classic Blasting Waves Hearth's Core scenario. We're like, did we just title these cards wrong and now we're stuck with it? Like, maybe.
Yeah. Oh well. Localization is localization, whatever.
Yeah, but regardless, it's a cool card for people to have in their arsenal. Next up, we have the Garion. This one's a little bit strange to me to see reprinted so quickly. But I argued that it's acceptable because I think we only had 2 tournaments in the US where you could earn this promo because of like the last chance nature of it. So it also doesn't surprise me that it's finding there, so that people can like try to finish their playset of this artwork. It just won't be foiled. But also, like, Garion's just a well sought after card.
Garion's just like a good card, man.
It's just a solid card. And like buying a box of Rustin talked about this in his React video earlier today. Like, buying boxes of the 7th isn't super crazy. The problem is the 7th has had cards banned out of it that are in the same slot as Garion, so sometimes like it's cheap to buy a box of the 7th, but you could just like not hit any Garys, and then you're like,
oops, a Virgil.
Okay, yeah, I got 2 Virgils in my box, like rough. So this is a nice way for people to get their hands on it. This is very like locals friendly access to Garion, which is great. And I also really like this artwork version. Like I don't know, there's something about the sky is on fire. I don't know, that just like I really like about this one. It's just, I like it. So the sharp edges on the stone shining. Yeah.
Welcome back to the forefront, Gary.
Welcome back. Next up we have Yggdrasil in the promo ones. This is a non-tourney promo, but it's the this artwork is honestly beautiful in person with this color scheming of the Yggdrasil Regalia one, which makes a whole bunch of sense when we get to the thing that we'll talk about in a little bit, which is talking about speculation time with set 5. Because the Regalia searching and everything else, especially because of the fact that Regalia are the contracts of next set, which means that Yggdrasil will help you search out your contracts.
We're getting colored Regalia, which is Yggdrasil at its heart.
Yeah, for sure. Like, very, very cool. I like it a lot. It's neat. So it's also good to get this card into people's hands too, because Alice Origins, like, box Prologue to Ataraktia is like surprisingly difficult to pick up, as far as I know. Like, it's tricky to pick up boxes of it, and so this is, again, this is a solid choice. And then the last one, which is big like, this is a big like, hey, guess what's coming off the ban list? Is the Origins of the Seven Lands, which never got a promo version, but it's being printed now as a promo with this errata. And the errata is super important, and the errata is the big signal of we're taking this card off the ban list, which is now, instead of being able to reveal any card from the sideboard, it is going to reveal specifically, the Alice Origins Seven Kings rulers. The other big errata for this card is the fact that it lets you do God's Arts of any J ruler for free. It's Seven Kings entities you control for free. So the tokens that it generates all have free access to all of their God's Arts as soon as they enter, which is neat. This is a cool retrain of this card, and also just a cool way to bring these cards into the environment. So... yeah, Rustin, of course. I get notifications for all the Forcible YouTubers, and as soon as they make a video, I'm like, okay, cool, got it. Gotta go watch the fellow content makers. So, yeah. I think Gary and reprint was set in stone after the survey, but before they decided to make the GP print. Makes sense. Yeah, also, yeah. Mike, did you sell your Origins of the Seven Lands?
Sure did.
And now you're going to be able to get new ones.
With real text.
With real text. So this, to me, like... All 5 of these are solid. We assume that there's probably going to be 5 other ones. If it is just these 5, then that means essentially every box will come with one of each of these, which is like, okay, like that's value. Right?
Man. Done. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, got it. Perfect. Great. Even if there's 5 other ones, like these are still great hits to hit in those packs, you know, even to get 1 or 2. This is very, very, very nicely done. The big thing to me, and this is speculation time, and we can really get kind of crazy about it, is this card being in the Memoria pack, Yggdrasil being in the Memoria pack, the errata to this card, and the fact that we are very clearly going back to Regalia stuff, but also the fact that this set has 3 extension rules in it. I think we solved the mystery of what the 3rd extension rule is going to be. And I'm honestly hyped because it's very clear to me, speculation abounds, but I definitely think this is a signal of Alice, Lapis, skip Rhea, skip New Valhalla, go straight to Alice Origins. I think the 3 extension rulers are going to be all of the Regalia clusters in this set. And you're telling me that I can play Gil Lapis tagged with someone else from Alice Cluster or Alice Origins Cluster? I'm in. I'm done. Sold. Let's go. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. This is it's exciting. That's very, very cool to me.
Something I'm hoping, actually, reading this card, I really hope that we get something like reprints of the Seven Kings rules, the originals, where they gain these names in addition to their other names. Like they gain Faria, Melgus. I feel like that'd be super interesting.
Yeah, but also, you know what this means, though, right? That you'll be able to probably tag Val 2 with someone. Ooh, and play Origins so that you can reveal them, like, because also you can just like flip. Because also think about this with this card, right? You can flip Val 2, trigger, reveal all of them, and then this card is live immediately. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the if that is the case, I'm gonna make the Deepwood Forcible Wet Dream deck, which is literally just gonna be Val Shion for both me and Joey's waifus.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, the other thing too is like we have ways to cheat this in for less, like pitch it to the grave with Rhea, reanimate it with Brunhild, 5-cost trigger, Val already judgmented and revealed them all. Here's everything. Like that sounds fun to me. Like, okay, I'm in. If I tag 2 stranger rulers though, do I still only get a 10 stranger deck? I believe so. But we'll have to find out. That'll probably be a good Q&A question. I don't think you would want to have a 20 stranger card deck because then suddenly
inconsistency.
Because your consistency would go absolutely terrible. Like double up for some reason. Although if you think about it this way, this is very interesting to me. Well, no, tagging with Magna would still have the limitation of being singleton. So that's like, but there's some neatness that goes on there. Like that to me is the biggest takeaway from this card in particular getting spoiled, as is the fact that that signals to me what the extension ruler is, and I'm very excited about that. That seems like a lot of fun. That's all I have to say about it. I don't know, Mike, what are your thoughts?
Yes.
Correct. Sounds good.
I don't know. I'm very happy that this thing's coming back. I'm glad they're eroding it the way they are. The one thing that I'm really happy about them eroding it for is because I really liked the cheese with time spinning, which that you could do with this thing back in the day.
What was that? Oh, like use time to pay for it and then turn it into a real will.
Right, exactly. Just turn it into actual mana you can use.
Yeah, that was neat. And you certainly could still do that with time spinning witch, although you can't tag anybody with it. Although eventually, presuming we're going to get extension rules around the clusters, eventually you'll be able to tag someone with it.
God, time spinning with Sherry.
That'd be so bad. Like that would be so bad.
It'd be awful. But
it wouldn't be a good deck, but also fun. Also very, very fun.
You were just playing the boss battle deck at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to stop you from doing things, remove your grave. By the way, we're resetting the game real quick. I don't know how we got here, but we did. We're resetting the game.
Double checking a couple of things here. Yeah, I was thinking 7 kings that you reveal and maybe enter the field or something. Yeah, well, I mean, that's Val 2.
Yeah.
That's the whole edition. And they have the names of the original 7 kings. Yeah, I mean, like that. There was this weird world where it was just like 2 extension rules make sense, 3 extension rules doesn't. And then this card, I think, let the cat out of the bag. I mean, again, purely speculative, but like I'm very excited about that. Like, use some really cool stuff. Because then you can start. Because here's the other thing that's very interesting about that. A lot of the 7 kings rulers, or the rulers from that cluster, have like think about the idea of play a regalia, get 3 abilities off of your 2 rulers, right? Because if I have like Rezard plus Gilepis and I play Death Scythe, then I get 2 Rezard choices and a Gilepis choice, right?
It's kind of neato.
Because it's a darkness regalia, but it's a Death Scythe, so then I get 3 choices, right? So like that to me is pretty cool. Plus we're in the area of like Yggdrasil. Plus we're in the era of Regalia Beast, who can just enter the field as any attribute we want. So then like I play it as a darkness, and I'll get 1 trigger off of both of them, to 1 choice off of both of them. So like Alice Origins has some really cool implications there that I think is very, very fun. And like Alice Cluster itself has also like just a lot of creative space. This also feels like, in a strange way, a way to make one of the biggest complaints we had of Alice Origins was every ruler, in a sense, felt the same, because it was just like, these are the modes. But now, with the creative space that you're going to be able to experiment with, if you can tag them together, that feels a lot more like, oh, I can mix and match, complementary, combo related. Like that just seems like a whole lot of creative deck spacing, building fun that I'm going to really enjoy. Regalia Rulers Judgmenting for free without Stone Call lost. Yeah. Call Stone with one of them, pay a Regalia, Judgment the other one, because you won't miss that Stone Call. Suddenly, Dolly Faria, when you can tag it with someone else, is like, oh, wait, that's a thing. Like, who remembers that deck? I remember that deck. It was actually really, really good. Now I get to have a partner with it? Great. Sign me up. You know, like...
We can partner Reflect Refrain with...
who would we partner Reflect Refrain with? It doesn't matter. Wonder if they're bringing Sword and Mage Arts back. Yeah, that would be neat to see some new Sword and Mage Arts. Like, here's the weird thing about like that's another good point, Mamu, that you bring up is because we're now revisiting. We've talked for a long time about this Wanderer reprint set, or they're gonna design sets with old rulers in mind, or yada yada yada. But if you think about it this way, this is kind of hitting that idea of like reprinting or like designing new sets with Wanderer in mind, because now we're visiting these legacies, which means that we're like creating stuff that these older rulers would want to use. Because we've also talked this on the cast before, which is like old rulers aren't necessarily bad in today's era. It's the fact that like their core cards of their main decks of the time that they were printed are bad. So like if you bring the old rulers into new age main deck stuff, suddenly you got something going on, which I think is a lot of fun. And so I think this is kind of hitting the nail on the head of what people were looking for, which is nice. Melgus going super fast now, boy. Who would you partner Melgus with? He cared about Fire Regalia, right? Yeah. Did anyone other than Melgus care about Fire Regalia, or was it just Melgus? Red, black. Priscia.
No, I think she was green.
Well, now I want to go look. Let's go look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she was Wind Regalia. That makes sense to me. Priscia.
Technically speaking, Reflect.
Oh, that's true. Melgus plus Reflect. Yeah. She cared about Wind Regalia. That is true.
Doesn't Reflect generate Firewheel?
Let's take a look.
That sounds like a super fast Melgus.
Reflects. Yes, produce 1 red.
I remember things about Force of Will. That's crazy.
Hey, that's neat. That's neat stuff.
Remember when my list produced Red Will and it was really good?
I mean, at least this has to like play a card and have it commit, as opposed to just like start the game with. Oh, yeah. Also, yeah, to Steven's point of like Melgus is more so not having to miss a stone call. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. I'm excited. These are all very exciting things. Mm-hmm. Mike remembered a thing. Yeah, let's get some Keurig flexes in the chat for Mike.
Let's get some Kiki's in the chat.
Kiki's in the chat for Mike.
Foulpogs in the chat, boys.
Yay! I'll do some.
Hi, Seal.
Wait. We were able to tag rulers from old sets. Okay, so, Seal, if you haven't seen it, released in Crimson Moon Battleground, there is a type of card now introduced called an extension rule, which is a type of card that allows for kind of modifications to rulers based on the cluster and based on the extension rule. So the current one that we have allows the new Aristella that's printed in set 4 to be tagged with Little Red the Wolf Girl from Grimm, but it also allows any ruler from Grimm to tag with any ruler from Grimm. And now we have, in this next set that's very clearly focused on Alice Cluster, like lore-wise, we have 3 new extension rules being printed that we don't know what they are, but current speculation is Alice Cluster, Lapis Cluster, and now, because of this reveal with the errata for Seven Kings, Alice Origins Cluster is probably going to have a similar extension rule card to provide tag to all of those combinations, which I think is very cool. It's very neat.
Seal, I also really like your song Kiss from a Rose. I think that was a really solid song.
I don't want to get copyright struck, please.
You can't. I was singing poorly.
That's anyway. Fair. Turn 1 Abdul. Yeah, I currently do. Turn 1 Abdul, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, Seal, it's a ton of fun. We actually have our first... we've done... Our last week's feature match was actually Grimm... No, Fault Gold plus Kaguya 1 versus Fault Gold plus Grimm. So you should go check out that feature match. That was a ton of fun. And then this week we also have...
All of our decks play Arla plus with the Regalia to get 4 counters on everything. Whoa.
Oh, give our flyers 4+1/+1 counters or whatever. I forget what it does.
It's okay. So does everyone.
It's fair.
That was my first
Uh,
deck.
Give me a Rhea cluster. We might be visiting Rhea cluster for extension rule after this one if we're trying to find the legacies. Um, so we'll see at that point in time. Yeah, the nostalgia levels are pretty high for this. Like, it's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and it's a good time to be a Flout player. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, Freyla. So yeah, we are kind of in like a just kind of an open Q&A tonight. Because again, it's just Mike and I. Paul is out, and there hasn't been a ton of news. Mostly, it's just kind of like just enjoying the game right now and watching all of the world's players go mad as they try to figure things out.
And functional erratas.
Hooray! Tell me what happened to Gil. Yeah, in the lore, we see Gil Lapis go to visit his mom, Rhea, like sealed in a crystal for some reason, and we don't have any idea where Gil is. So very real chance that the Rhea clustered legacy is like trying to find Gil, which is like, okay, what's going on
Where in
there?
the was Gil San Diego?
What if they just bundle up Alice and Alice Origins in one extension and still have the third for Rhea? Like, so the only reason why I don't think it's gonna be that way is because like thematically the set is taking us to Ataraktia, right? And Rhea cluster had nothing to do with Ataraktia. So that's why I think it's gonna skip Rhea and New Valhalla and just be the 3 Regalia clusters, which means we'll probably get one for the Rhea cluster as well. That seems likely. Mike, have you found some spicy jank for Worlds?
Everybody else in one playing for Worlds. Okay, so spicy jank wise, I still have a lot of experimentation to do because there's a lot of cards that I missed.
Yeah.
I read the bond rulers, and I'm questioning why anyone plays anything else. But that's just me, personally speaking. My mind is going to like Asuka green, black, white mid range with some spice added to it, because that's kind of
Okay.
like, I don't know. That's my comfort zone. That's the
Yeah.
I piloted mid range Sherry with those 3 colors to Worlds in 2018. I piloted a green, black, white mid range / Cabo deck in 2020. I feel like it's just the thing, and I'm just going to add a little bit of zhuzh to it.
Junk colors.
Yeah,
Green, black, white. Mike plays Olivia.
I would have if they didn't ban Sprinting Steward. I like FTKing people sometimes, but they decided to actually make the game fair and balanced again. How crazy is that? All you have to do is ban the thing that you play for almost free that gives your board swiftness.
Easy. That's the thing to me about that I'm fully expecting with Worlds. Like, speaking of Worlds, is right now we see the current dialogue is bread versus anti-bread.
Steven just went, I don't know what any of those mean. What is Artillerist? Why is it using Kaguya Fault Golds?
Artillerist is a 1-drop 4/4 that on enter you discard a card from your hand and burn your opponent for for 200 times its cost.
Oh.
So if you pitch a 12-drop, it's just like take 24. Wow, Dan calling you out in the chat. Takes thinking to play it.
I can't think, dude.
Do you know there's a 10-drop that Fault Gold can search? Yeah.
I just like that sounds pretty cool. I like that. I'm not gonna play it because that's out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, like to me it feels like there's the good starting point conversation for Worlds does feel like Brad or not Brad, or anti-Brad, but it also like
the hell's
doesn't some kind of way to just like never make sure that they can never get value with Brad, or you're just playing like me and you play Aristella 1.0. So you only have 2 rulers, and then you just sideboarded to Dante Estema against a Brad deck, and you go, your deck doesn't work. and you're fine. You just play Aristella against the rest of the field, and if you get paired up against a Brad deck, you're just like, cool. Don't care. Dante Estema, let's go.
Wait, Jeremy, hold up. You're telling me you can side if you're playing two?
If I'm playing two rulers, I can sideboard into two rulers. So you can go from Aristella plus a Moonchild into Dante Estema. It's 2 for 2. Tell me it sounds like a bad idea, because it doesn't.
Rustin's correct. Just kill your opponent before they can get value off the Brad.
Yeah, good luck doing that when your opponent has Brad.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Setting the stage of Providence. That card's about to skyrocket in stocks.
Stonks.
Setting the stage stonks way up.
I read Light Child, and that card seems actually batshit insane. So like, I'm very excited to figure out how I can blow it open.
With what child? Darkest Moon Child?
Light Child.
Oh, Light Child?
I don't know. I feel like that's like meant for like a mid-range deck that tries to cheese somewhere in the middle of it.
Yeah. Welcome to FOW for the past year and a half.
All right, cool. Well,
not that long, and it hasn't been that long, but yeah.
Time for me to do a little. Just a little bit of it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out some garbage.
Yeah. But like that's what I'm excited about. Is like it truly feels like it. So here's the thing that's very funny. It feels like we've simultaneously entered the Force of Will players who are competitive talking in the public space, while also simultaneously competitive players like all going off into their corners. Like the secretive discussions and testing has already started. Like I was chatting with some players the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about this idea, and they're like, yeah, we've already been testing that. I'm like, oh, you certainly haven't talked about that in any way public. Just like that's the fun about it. Yeah, which is fun, but like that to me is kind of exciting to be back in that, because we haven't had Worlds in 3 years, right? Jeremy, so it's kind of nice to be seeing that happen again.
Jeremy, what are ways in the metagame right now that are ways to hose the will fixing abilities of the Moon Children?
Shackles of Ice, Rumsfeld.
Okay, so nothing is serious. Got it.
I mean Rumsfeld.
No, nothing serious. Anyway.
Also, Shackles also hits their God's Arts too, which is like.
I mean, yeah, good. I guess that hoses a little bit.
I'm just saying.
Know,
it just also hits zero. It just also hits zero side, so it's just like eh.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Nothing non-symmetrical.
Makes sense. So there's actual cost to it.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, for sure. There is a way to tax the God's Arts if you're playing Wolfgang 2. Because you can get out his like for every demonic world you have, it costs 1 more to do God's Arts, so you can do that. That's an option. Shackles is definitely playable. I agree, 100%. Shackles feels playable. Pre-Worlds espionage occurring. Rustin, I do not do any espionage. I do not. Don't get me wrong. I'm a U.S. player. I'm rooting for a U.S. win, but I have players in literally every country that plays this game, and so I'm just happy to be going to Worlds and hanging out with people. I'm not passing on any information from anybody.
I've got no espionage. I'm just looking at win cons from the past like 8 years and trying to figure out which one's the best.
I'm rooting for a U.S. win, but I'm true neutral in terms of any kind of sharing. I'm rooting for a U.S. player win, but I'm true neutral in terms of like whose deck ideas I think are the best.
Everyone give me
or what people are trying around
for winning Worlds.
Hey man, if you win Worlds, that'd be pretty dope.
Give me your power.
No, I'm excited to see what people bring. It certainly feels like it's gonna be pretty freaking diverse, which is great. It feels a lot like it's gonna be what it feels similar in nature to the 2018 Worlds, where there felt like there was a clear-cut engine that people had to be like thinking about going into it. But this time around, that engine doesn't feel as like safe. Does that make sense? Like it's not I don't know. It feels like there is more natural opportunity to play around that engine than the 2018 Worlds did. And 2018 Worlds did have good diversity, right? The finals did come down to like Alejandro versus Ryan both playing the like Kaguya Haiku stuff, but there was like other stuff that was being played in the top 8, which was neat. Your bets are on the Italians? I don't think any I'm not sure how active the Italian player base is right now, to be honest. I think the last, and also I think we had two last Worlds 2018. There was 2 Italian players in top 8, and they both lost their top 8 matches. I think. I don't think Federico has played VOW since then, but I haven't stayed in touch with Federico. I mean, like, I haven't really stayed in touch with many of the Italian players, so I don't know.
My bet's on Giuseppe Stromboli for Worlds.
Stop. I'm betting a deck with green I'm betting a deck with green will in it.
No way! Oh my god!
Who would have thought?
Wow,
I mean, but
wow.
like you can also say that about white right now. Like white is also very good right now.
was about to
Darkness
say.
is very good right now. I'm guessing. I'm getting a deck that is going to have colored will in it. Is going to do well. That's essentially what you're saying. At
I
this
hope
point.
the deck that wins has stones.
Yeah, for sure. Do we know how many players have invites? I think all said and done, it's somewhere between 120 to 150 players have
Jeremy?
invites for Worlds. Yeah.
Has anyone played a deck with all the Moon Children and stuff where they could fix your stones? Where you just play all the Tron lands and you just try and cheese a win?
I've seen some people try it. It's fun.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like
Neat.
a bad idea for Worlds, but sounds fun.
Yeah. What are the stories about the end of the War of the Suns rulers? Yeah. All of them die.
The end. Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Yeah, Chivalry betrays Olga to help Aristella beat him, and Funf is crazy. Actor Dry goes insane as well. And Serenade, I think, is just like unfortunately just like succumbs to the like consequences of the gear's power and dies that way. It's a little sad.
Rip in peace. Hardly knew ye.
It'll be interesting. We have lots of players that have been playing still, and lots of people that haven't been playing. Some of the players that took time away could be brewing. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Maybe the players that have been playing will stomp those players. Seriously, Worlds is always an interesting gambit to me. Like, we have people who talk a big game and don't do well. We have people who talk a big game and do great. We have people who don't talk at all, and then they show up and, like, freaking clap. Like, it'll be very...
Who doesn't know?
Yeah. It's just going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting time. I'm very excited about it. Plus Japan. Who knows?
Yeah. I just want to go to Japan, man. I want to have a good time with my friends. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I don't care if I win. If I win, that's cool. But if I get to see all my friends and hang out in an Airbnb with Jeremy and make him regret inviting me to his Airbnb just by making his life a living hell, that'll be cool. I'll be fine.
It's okay. I accept. I accept the consequences of my actions. Mike talks a big game, just not the right one. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point.
I don't even know what game I'm talking anymore, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think everything that happened this past week has been, this new announcement has been very, very exciting. I think to me the one that also biggest takeaway from this is that I've kind of enjoyed seeing in the community, and I think is an important lesson to take away from this is if you're not prepping for Worlds, just go have fun right now. Like, you don't have to take anything serious. There's zero. There's zero.
It's really funny that you say I've been secretly training in the mountains because the new house I just bought is in the mountains.
Hey. So like outside of the like Ruler School Discord exhibitions, which there's one between now and Worlds, it's this Saturday, obviously. Like outside of that, there's like no stakes in this format if you don't have an invite for the Worlds. So like just friggin' enjoy it. I've been brewing some goofy stuff and like building and having a really good time. And it's all been very, very enjoyable. Some people at my locals have been building cool stuff, and it's been very enjoyable. People have been playing order decks. People have been playing tag rulers. People are playing singleton rulers. People are playing combination bond rulers. People have been playing grim combos. Like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy yourself, because we kind of are like in just a really, 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 really fun time, and there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done, and it looks like it's only going to be better. Hopefully, my internet is stable there in the mountains for Mike. Yeah.
I just opened Untap for the first time in a little while.
How'd that go? What was the last deck you built, Mike?
One of my own card games decks.
Oh, what was the last FOW deck you built, Mike?
Oh, I have no clue. Probably. Oh my god, no! It has to be the. It's gotta be the one that I made when I was playing with you when we did the feature match.
With the live challenge.
Yeah. We have to do another one of those.
We should do another one of those soon. We'll do another challenge video soon. I think that's gonna close it us here for tonight. We'll end it a little bit early, which is okay. Cool things coming. Again, just a reminder. Side for casual format, get your ABC going, get your 100 epic stories going. Yeah, absolutely. It is casual's time to shine. Let the competitive players focus on the competitive stuff and just enjoy all the jank that people get to build. Go play Red Kaguya. Go play Red Moon Kaguya. Like, frick yeah, go do it. Eris came in right in time to go play Red Moon Kaguya and have a good time. There you go.
Jeremy, what is Child of the Red Moon cancel?
Any of the Brad spells when they try to use Brad to pay for it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Why do you think my Aristilla list is starting with Windchild? So that we could just like have something for it in the beginning of the game.
You can sideboard Moonchild rulers, right?
Yes, you can swap between them.
Beautiful. Sure. Look at that.
Hey, look at that. Eris, I do want to say I saw Vite Ramen's announcement today about all the cool stuff you guys are doing at that VTuber convention. That's sick. So you guys haven't seen the announcement, go check out Vite Ramen on Facebook and their website, because they got some really cool stuff going on with some awesome VTuber cross promotions. Those look absolutely sick. Maybe one day we'll get a ruler school flavor of Vite Ramen. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But Red Moon Kaguya. Yeah, for sure. So much fun stuff that you can do right now. It's a lot of fun. So go check it out. And we're going to hang it up there as Mike descends into madness, asking me a bunch of questions before I go to bed for the night. But thank you all so much for watching. Myself, as always, DMO73, and I've been joined by Mike Rance.
Jeremy, where do babies come from?
Well, class dismissed. Have a good night, everybody.